So, dear Ellie, welcome to Klartext. It's such a
Thank you.
great honor to have you with me. When I read your book Hostage, that has finally been translated to Swedish, I cried, and at the same time, I was so impressed by your strength. The book is not only a survival guide, but also a gentle reminder of the art of living, I would say. So I have so many questions, and let's start. I would like to start with a question like this. What did those 491 days teach you about the human nature? And tell us a bit about who you were before you were taken captive and how this terrible experience changed you.
Um, well, I was just a simple guy from a member of Kibbutz Be'eri, having a simple family life with my wife and my two daughters. Um, I used to be a CFO for companies. Lian used to work as a dental assistant, and Noya and Jahel just had perfect and happy childhood in a kibbutz with lots of friends and activities. And Be'eri was our piece of heaven. And this heaven turns to hell on October 7 in the morning. And, we've been 4 hours in the safe room waiting for the army to arrive after um, Hamas terrorists invaded to our kibbutz and then to our house as well. Um, we just wanted to protect our daughters, and we believe that to protect them is not to resist because we didn't have any weapon. And that was our plan to say to them that they have a British passport and to beg for their lives. And we assume that I'll be kidnapped because I don't have a British passport. So they kidnapped me, but unfortunately, they murdered my wife and my daughters 5 minutes after that. They shot them in the head in our house. Um, and I was just, on my way to Gaza, um, put my, switch to surviving mode. Um, I was very focused. I wasn't confused. I counted minutes in the car towards Gaza. I knew I'm not that far from my house for 491 days. Um, in the first 52 days, I was in Hamas family house and with a family that used to live in the first floor, and I was on the second floor. Um, and after that, for 440 days, I was in Hamas tunnels, uh, and most of the time with another three Israeli hostages, 50 meters underground. And we waited for an agreement to take it to release us.
Mm. And how did this experience change you from where you were before?
Um, I'm the same Ellie. I'm a very practical person. Um, I don't hate anyone. I never hated anyone. Um,
And you don't hate them now either.
no, I don't hate. No, I don't hate a Palestinian as general or Arabs as general. Of course, the people that murdered my family, of course, I would kill them on my own hands if I cross them. Most of them are dead. And again, my captors as well. Most of them I would kill today for all the time the hell they gave me in for 491 days in Gaza. Um, but the only change I can see now for my second chance, my new life, is that
Mm.
I'm more appreciated life. I appreciated all the basic things in life, like hot water in the shower, like to do things without permission from anyone, things like that.
Mm.
Appreciate the freedom.
Yeah. And if you could go back in time, would you
Yeah.
say there would be anything you would told yourself the day before this happened that would have made the outcome different in any sense?
If I would come back to the October 6th, I would
Mm.
probably, you know, if I would know something like that happened, I would run away from Barry and save my family.
Mm.
Um, I cannot, I think before October 7, again, I had very peaceful life. I appreciated what I had, um, you know, most of it. And actually, in October 7, in the hours in the safe room, I feel that I didn't say goodbye properly to my wife and my daughters. I didn't believe it will end like that.
Mm.
Um,
Because you've been in
because
the safe room many times before.
yes, of course,
So that was a
and
normal experience for you.
yes, normal experience for 20 years. We had it. We went to the safe room for a few minutes. Of course, it protected us from missiles from Gaza.
Mm.
Um, and so we didn't worry too much when it started on October 7. But after that, we realized, of course, it was too late
Mm.
to realize that it's something unusual happening there. Again, I wish I had this time to hug more my wife and my daughters.
Mm. It's so painful to even listen to. Could you
Yeah,
describe a bit about the everyday life in the tunnels? Because I don't think that people really understand how it's like to live like that in the darkness for 491 days. It's incredible to
yeah.
even say it.
There's there's light from time to time from batteries. The hygienic condition is very, very poor, and there's no
And you,
toothpaste or
sorry,
sorry, it's okay.
sorry. No, did you know that the tunnels existed? So when you got
Yes,
captivated,
yes, yes,
okay, so you knew where you were
yes.
going, actually.
Every Israeli knew that it existed, but um, we weren't soldiers, so we didn't think that one day I need um, to survive in something like that or to experience the tunnels from inside. Um, and we had the same clothes for months on our body. We
Mm.
got to wash them every 2 or 3 months. Um, we had a shower every 6 weeks. Um, Almost no soap, no toothpaste. We were chained on our legs with iron chain and locks. So we didn't really walk properly.
Mm.
Sometimes we were chained to each other legs. Um, and we humiliated on daily basis by the terrorists that threatened on our life. They used to undress us and search on our bodies, things maybe we hide to attack them with. And
Mm.
from time to time, we had, they used violence against us. One time it was very severe and they broke my ribs.
Mm.
Um, I couldn't breathe properly for 2 or 3 months, and I needed my friend's help to walk to the toilet. And but the starvation was the worst thing, of course. It started from 2 meals a day, one at noon, one in the evening. Um, Meal, it's a bowl of pasta or bowl of rice, or one and a
Mm.
half pita bread. It depends what they had or what they wanted to give us. Um, we drank water most of the time instead of food. Sometimes the water was very salty.
Mm.
Um, and the last 6 7 months since July 24, they reduced our meals to 1 meal a day. Um, and after 2 or 3 weeks, our physical condition become very, very in bad condition. We had headaches, and we fainted from time to time, and we were dizzy most of the time. We hold the walls of the tunnels not to fall, and so we understood that we need to do something to shock them a bit that we are going to die like that.
Mm.
So one day I just took a blade in one morning and cut my eyes, my eyebrow, just to let the blood to be on my face, and asked to go to the toilet, and I pretend that I faint on the corridor of the tunnel, and it shocked them, and they washed my face and gave us dates, a bowl of dates, and they decided to give us 2 meals a day. No, sorry, they gave us another pita bread, um, um, for each one of us for a week, and it was our small victory, and it
Mm.
helped us a lot to improve our physical condition. But unfortunately, it hold just 1 week.
Mm.
Um, and I was 70, more than 70 kilos, something like 72, 73 kilos on October 7, and I was released 44 kilos.
It's incredible. I saw the images, and I said to my friend who sat beside me that you looked like a survivor from the concentration camps after the Second World War. It was terrible to see. But what gave you strength to survive during this? It sounds, I mean, it's the worst nightmare you could have. How did you survive mentally? What gave you
Uh,
the strength?
I said to the other hostages immediately when I met them after 52 days, we met all in the tunnels, and I said to them immediately, we don't have any privilege to give up.
Mm.
We are going back, each one of us, to his family, our families, our friends, fighting for us outside. There's no way we are going to give up, and we'll do everything to survive if it depends on us. And
Mm.
if one day one of the terrorists will shoot us and kill us, we don't have any control on that. But until then, we'll
Mm.
do everything to survive. So for me, it's very easy. I love life.
Mm.
Um, I promised my daughters I'll come back to them. Um, it was something very basic for me to do. Um, there's no way I would give up. And I really, really believed I had all the faith you can imagine that one day I will be released.
Mm. You thought that would happen.
I didn't thought I didn't think I knew that. I really
You
knew
were
that. I
you were
knew I
sure.
know
Yeah.
I know how Israel, fighting for their people, and
Mm.
I knew what's happening outside, and of course we
Mm.
heard above ground. 52 days I was in the beginning. I've heard how the IDF is fighting in Gaza. I knew they're
Mm.
looking for us. Um, I had all the faith that my family and my friends fighting for me. I knew that. So yeah, it was for me. It was only a matter of time.
Mm. And how this did this affect your perspective on the meaning of life? I guess it must be a before and after you endure this
Yes,
kind of pain.
you understand that every day in your life is very precious. Every
Mm.
day that pass never come back. Um, you have to um, you know do the maximum you can take from life, and be happy, and be meaningful for your family and for your friends, and and just live in the maximum way you can do.
Mm. So you would say that you live life more fully now than you
Yes,
did before.
yeah, I
Yes.
can say that.
Even if
16.
you lost your family.
Yes, of course, of course. There's
Yeah.
Again, I'm very practical person. There's
Mm,
nothing I can do to bring back Lian, Noya, and Yahel, and my brother that was kidnapped as well and was killed in captivity. Um, if I would believe there's something, or like people, said to me, "Why you're not in bed and cry all day and all this?" If I would believe it will help me to bring them back, I would do that. Believe me.
mm,
But I know it's not the truth, and I believe I'm honor their memory the best if I live and if I be happy, and I'm very happy with my life, with my family, with my friends. I'm doing um, lots of things. I'm very busy. I'm meeting lots of new people
mm,
and experience many countries, many Jewish or communities that I haven't been
mm,
before, and I'm doing lots of stuff. So new things, new life. I got my second chance for life. I'm not going to waste it.
mm. It's incredible to listen to. Have this changed? I mean, you saw the worst sides of human beings behaving like this towards you and your family. Did this change your prospects for peace with the Palestinians, or the way you look at human nature in general?
Um, we live with the Palestinians, among them, near them, for many years. And we always believed in the peace process and to live with peace and with our neighbors and to find any way to improve their life and our life. And
Yes, because your kibbutz
unfortunately,
was helping them as well.
yes, yes,
Yes.
of course,
Yeah.
like many kibbutzim in our area, we really believe to be proactive in this peace
Mm,
process and to live with peace with them and to do everything we can to help people. So we
mm.
donated money and food and clothes and taking children from borders to Israeli hospitals and for medical treatments. And we really believe that.
Has that
I'm
changed now?
Well, I can't say I'm surprised from Hamas cruelty. They are terrorists. Um, they hate. They just want to kill. You can see they didn't have any boundaries. They killed my wife
Mm,
and my daughters with their British passports in their hands. So it's not about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. They don't care about that. And any conversation I had with them, I'm speaking Arabic, so I had many conversation with the Palestinian family in the beginning and my captors above ground, and after that for 440 days with many terrorists. I had many conversations. Each one of them repeated again and again about how they come back to finish their job with the Israelis and Jewish in Israel and kill them all. And after that, they will come to US, UK, France, Germany, um, because
you
only
even
the
mentioned Sweden in your book.
but yes, of course, they said all Europe,
Mm,
of course.
mm,
And we always said to them, we don't, we have a sentence in Israel, we don't have, we're not managing with Norwich all the time. We said to ourselves, it's Hamas terrorists. That's what people in the world doesn't understand. They cannot
mm,
understand that what we're dealing with, what is to live with terrorists that want to kill you every day. If now they let them some missiles to shoot on Israel, they would do that.
mm,
Um, and so it is a problem, and but they believe that the whole world should be Muslims. The only
mm,
religion in the world is Islam. Is nothing about that. This is jihad. This is Islamic jihad. It's a problem. It is a problem.
mm,
But again, I don't know what it's mean to live without hope. So I
mm.
always hope. I always
Mm,
hope for better future.
mm,
I hope for better future for you, for me, for anyone in the world. That's what I hope so.
mm,
Um, so I never lose my hope, my faith. Of course, it will never be easy with the Palestinian that I hate so much, and all the young generation, what they study in the schools and the mosques, and it's a problem. Alice?
yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Yes.
It was something there. So,
Uh,
so
I,
again, I have a big hope for the future.
and what do you think about justice after what you went through? What would be a just outcome after what they did to the Israeli people?
Justice for me is for the people that hurt, directly was involved in killing people in Israel and set their homes on fires and raped the women in Nova Festival. And
Mm,
these people for sure should be dead. There's no question for me. Um, and they don't deserve to live. They're not human beings. But all the rest that are not involved and they are just maybe some of them feeling like hostages when Hamas control them. And
mm,
they cannot have any other solution. They don't see any other solution. Um, and they're not resist for a Hamas organization as controlled in Gaza. It's a very sad situation, and
yeah,
I
it
feel
is.
I feel sorry for some of them. Of course, for any kid, for any um, um, people that are not involved in any terror. I feel very sorry that there's the situation. They're suffering from this situation. Yes, of course.
Mm. I also wanted to talk about because one of the most moving parts in the book concerns your relationship with Alon Ohel. Can you tell
Okay.
us a bit about him and about the very special bond that you created in captivity?
Um, you know, I think after 2 or 3 hours of conversation in the second day, because in the first night I didn't really much speaking with him. The second day I had the time to speak with him and to know him better, and I found really loads of things in common between us, and we share the same values. And I knew it will be for life. I knew
Mm.
I need to help him to survive, to come back to his parents. I knew that he will do the same for me. Um,
And he was like
and
23.
he was 23,
Yeah,
and I was 52.
yeah.
Um, and yes, and so lots of people says it's like father and son, and maybe it was my meaning waking up every day
Mm.
after I left my daughters there
Mm.
to take care of someone. That's maybe it's right.
Mm.
Well, I felt that we are friends, good friends, and I've tried to help him as much as I could, and he helped me. So um, we just spent last Saturday together, and we're speaking a lot with each other, and we had
Yeah,
some, we had some events together, and we are good friends, and it's of course it's for life.
yeah.
And he's
Because
very
he was,
optimistic for the future as well.
I'm happy to hear that because he
Yes.
was left after you were released.
Yes, he stayed another eight
Yes.
months on his own, um, and it's something I cannot really think of. When
No.
you survive there, we're together, and you're
Mm.
speaking, and you giving, you courage to each other to do some stuff, and you protect each other. That's great. And but to stay
And he
eight
was left
months,
alone.
and was left alone 8 months, and that's crazy.
That's terrible.
Uh, yes, and but he was very brave, and he was very strong in his mind, of course. Um, Fortunately, they stopped to starve him, and they'll give him a little bit more food, um, and that was good. And again, he put it in, in the past, all this captivity time, and is looking forward to start with his life, to rebuild his life, and to study and to travel and to play his music as a
Yeah.
pianist. Yes,
You repeatedly said that you are a practical person, and I wonder, to survive something like this, you need to be some kind of special person, or would you think that
I'm
anyone
very
could go
simple.
through this?
I,
No, but I
I
mean,
keep
you also have
I
a
keep saying
practical, very
I keep
optimistic view
saying
on
that.
life.
Yes, I keep saying that to people. Um, about captivity time. People ask me how you did it, how you survive. I would kill myself after a day. I would ask them to
Yeah,
kill me.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I've heard some stories from my friend that was kidnapped from the Nova Festival. That was a few guys that decided to jump from their cars, from the Hamas cars, and they killed them immediately. And
Mm,
they got their decision and they did it, and I respect that. But for me, I always choose life, and I believe that anyone can, survive captivity time um, in the worst conditions. But if you have the will to live, it's enough for me.
mm, mm,
And now, today, when I came back, and people ask me how you wake up in the morning and how you breathe after what
mm,
you suffered and you lost your wife and daughters and your brother. Um, yes, but there's more people in my family. I have loads of friends that support me and support my family, and they fought for me for 500 days, and I cannot let them down, and I don't have the
mm,
privilege to stay in bed and cry all day. It's just not fair for them. And all the Israelis that were protest outside, on the roads for 16 months to release me and fought that nobody will forget me, not our government, not the people in the world. And this is my way to say to them, thank you, to be grateful. And again, I love life and I enjoy life and I have very happy days and the loss and my grief. I miss my wife and my daughters a lot and my brother.
mm,
It's very painful. And I just been yesterday in Be'eri and they demolished my house because they
mm,
demolished all our neighborhood that most of it was set on fire.
mm,
Um, and it was another stage for me for rebuilding my life and my new start. And it was very symbolic. And again, I'm very happy. And the grief and my loss will be alongside of my life, not instead of my life.
mm. You also said that you were counting the minutes after they took you from the
Yeah.
kibbutz. How did your understanding of time change during, I mean, when you don't know when the horror will end? How do you remain sane in that kind of environment? And how does that affect the notion of the future when you don't know if and when there will be a future again?
Um, It was very important for me to track the time since the beginning. It was minutes in the beginning to count minutes in the car just to understand how far I'm from Berry,
Mm,
and after that to count the days in captivity and to keep the date of the year. And it was very important because we wanted to know it keep you sane, it keep you in control. You say now, okay, it's our new year, it's our Jewish New Year now, and after that it will be this holiday and this, and now my family doing this and the Israeli do this. It's keep you alive and keep you in contact with your past, with what you left behind, and it was very important. And we even knew that the time in the day we they prayed 5 times a day,
Oh.
and when they still shared the information with me, they were very happy. Me interested in the Islam and asking them about their prayers and times and directions, and I just wanted information. And they were thinking I'm interested in the Islam, and they were very happy, and they gave me this information. It was very important. It was very important to know the time, to know how many days we are in captivity. It kept us all the time, um, ready.
Mm,
For us, to hear some news and listening to them. It was very important to be alive in captivity, to
mm,
feel like you were still connected to what you left behind.
mm. As you know, I was trying in the parliament to get a resolution for the hostages. What would you wish that the world would have done to secure your release at that point? And I mean, unfortunately, we know that this has happened before and that it might happen again, that this is Hamas' strategy to take hostages. What would you like the world to do next time, if there will be a next time and this happens? Because the reactions on the fact that Hamas took hostages was very shameful, I would say, from the UN, from the institution for human rights and so on, and even, I mean, European states should be very ashamed of how they reacted and still react, I would say.
Um, I just expect from people, just like that,
Mm,
from a human
mm,
being, to condemn any terrorism, and just, and not be with double standard just because it's Israel. Um, and they need to condemn without any but,
mm,
and any hesitation. They're not doing this because it's all politics. There's have loads of votes. It's all the loads of Arabs, in European countries now, and they have a very power of votes. And if you want to be elected, you need their votes. I understand that. I understand how Europe changed. And one day, I think some countries in Europe already feels what we said for the last 20, 30 years. Um, I think the demographic, in demographic way, they conquered Europe.
yeah.
And
Yeah, we see it very clearly in Sweden as well, with the
okay,
left party.
and in Sweden and in Norway, we felt that. In
Mm,
Belgium, of course. In
mm,
UK, yeah, especially in London and Birmingham, and more places in England, you can see it, you can feel it. Um, and it's crazy. It's crazy because it will one day it will knock on the European door. All this
yeah.
Islamic fundamentalistic way and jihad, and it's their way or no way,
Mm,
um, unfortunately. And again, you don't have to agree with the Israeli policy of the government. I don't even agree sometimes with my government. It doesn't really
mm,
matter. That's what the beauty with democracy. We can speak,
exactly.
we can listen, we can vote for them, we cannot vote for them, we can vote for someone else. This is the beauty in democracy. And Israel, it's the only democracy in the Middle East. And the European doesn't understand that. And that's crazy, and that's hypocrisy. And again, of course, we feel sometimes we feel sorry they don't understand that, because one day it will knock their door.
Mm. And what would you like to say to people in Sweden, for example, who deny or downplay what happened on October 7th? We see a rise of anti-Semitism all over Europe and in Sweden as well. What would you like to say to them with the experience that you have?
I suggest to anyone that have a very strong opinion about this conflict, about Israel, about the Israeli policy with the Palestinian, just learn the facts, not don't listen to television or people with interests that sometimes give you fake news and not all the details. And I invite each one of them to live just 2 or 3 months in Israel to understand that. You can see that a little bit U.S. and Iran doesn't agree in the negotiation. And last night there were
Mm.
fired missiles again on
Yeah,
Israel. Again, people are great when it's not happening to them, and they have
yeah.
very nice opinions, and they want to be very, very nice to the world. But when it's knock on your door, this terrorism, and of course Iran funding Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthi in Yemen, and they control all the Middle East, all the evil in the Middle East. Um,
Mm.
but I hope we will not let them to win.
Mm. But are you surprised about the reaction from Europe, or was it
No,
what
no.
you? No.
But in Israel, we are not surprised at all. We know that for years. Both the
Okay.
hypocrisy from the European countries, and I think anti-Semitism is still there, big time, and they just found now excuse, and the situations can be more radical than it now. And already I think lots of Jewish in many European countries, where they live for 50, 60 years now,
Mm.
they feel they're afraid to go to walk on the street.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and
It's a
it
tragedy.
reminds us not 1940s,
Yeah. Yeah. And I have one last question. In Europe, or not only Europe, but after the Holocaust, we said the phrase "never again," and it has been something being repeatedly. What does that phrase mean to you nowadays after the worst pogrom since the Holocaust on 7th of
Wow.
October? What what does
As I
that
said,
mean,
okay.
and what is the responsibility for people who say that to also do in action?
Um, okay. We need to be very careful when we mention the Holocaust, the Nazi Germany, and all this. When we're talking about October 7 massacre,
Mm,
um, because it's not this. Of course, there's similar things about captivity time, about our hunger, and they torture us, and I understand that there's similar things, and people want to compare all the time. This is, it's very natural to do that. Um, but the Holocaust is something beyond something you can explain. How something like that.
mm,
6 million people, Jewish,
yeah,
been murdered in the Holocaust, and they didn't have any country with them. They didn't have any army with them, and we had all this on October 7. We have a
yeah,
country, we have an army, so it's not the same, and it was one day that was a massacre. I understand that, and believe me, I suffered the most of that. My family was brutally murdered, and me being in captivity almost 500 days. I understand that more than everyone else. But we need to be very careful about comparing it to Holocaust. But the atmosphere, what's happening
mm,
now in Europe, it's very, very similar for the atmosphere before the Nazis' time,
mm,
before 1936, and
yeah,
that's what crazy. All this
yeah,
hate, and it's not just you know 2 or 3 people here or there. It's just coming from governments,
everywhere,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
they're just giving. legitimacy for something like that, that people can do whatever they want. And if they're not agree with you, or because you are just Jewish,
Mm,
and they don't agree with Israel, and they can hurt you or something like that, and they
mm,
can attack you. That's crazy.
mm. I'm so grateful for your time and
Thank you.
your very powerful story. And I wish you and the people of Israel peace and strength because we haven't seen the end of the war with Iran. And I hope you all will do well in a better future. And we're both
Thank you very
hoping
much.
for a better future. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ellie.
thank you. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Bye bye.